Hello everyone and welcome to another LEGO Star Wars review. Continuing our look at Series 2 of the LEGO Star Wars Microfighters, we're going to take a look at another clone-focused ship in today's review. This time around, it's this one, the ARC-170 Starfighter from Revenge of the Sith. This is set number 75072, currently retails for $8.99, and this particular set consists of 95 pieces. So there are a few less than the Republic gunship that I previously gave you a look at. However, in my opinion at least, the final product, once put together with the ARC-170, in my opinion just looks that little bit cooler than the Republic gunship. Now, I think for the most part that's probably because as a collector I've never actually owned an ARC-170, be that as a Hasbro vehicle or as a full-scale LEGO set. So to finally have one in my collection is really cool, and once again I'm a huge fan of the Microfighters concept. So a Microfighter plus an ARC-170 equals an awesome set in my opinion. Before I jump into this review, I do want to give a huge thanks to the guys over at Norton & Co and the LEGO Group who were kind enough to supply this and many other sets for a review. I'll be back to give you a look at a very cool set from Star Wars Rebels in an upcoming video, and I'll hopefully, thanks to Norton & Co and LEGO, be able to give you a look at some awesome sets coming out in 2015, including some of the sets from The Force Awakens, so there's plenty to look forward to from LEGO. But in the meantime, we're going to take a look at this awesome set. So obviously this is the box that it comes in, and as you can see there is some stunning artwork on the front once again. Now, one thing I really like about the Microfighters line is not only does it come in really nice compact packaging, but it has a really classic feel to it. As you can see, you've got the classic silver Star Wars logo at the top of the box, accompanied by a full screen or full box graphic with the ARC-170 in action. I absolutely love the design of this box, and it really does look cool. Now, on the reverse side of the box, as you can see, we do have an image of the single feature that the ARC-170 Microfighter has, and at the side of that we have some other sets available in Series 2 of the Microfighters range. As you can see, there are some awesome sets available in this wave, such as the AT-AT or AT-AT Walker, the Snowspeeder, and the Republic gunship that we previously gave you a look at. Just above that we have an advertisement for the LEGO Star Wars Microfighters app, which is currently available on the App Store and on Google Play. Once again, as I mentioned in my last review, I have purchased this one myself. It only costs 79 pence, so it's a great purchase, and it's a really fun game as well. Once again, if you don't want to collect these things physically and put them together yourself, you can collect them through the app, which you can do digitally. Completing levels on the game unlocks different Microfighters, and again, if you're a big fan of Space Invaders, you're going to love this game. So that is the packaging for this particular Microfighter. Now let's take a look at the vehicle itself. Now, as I said, I'm a huge fan of the ARC-170. I absolutely love the design and have done since 2005 when these things debuted on screen. Now, obviously the ARC-170 for the most part is sort of a predecessor to the X-Wing Starfighter that we see in the original trilogy, and that's particularly evident in the design. Obviously you've got the S-foils on either side of the wing, you've got the cannons on there as well. Just, it really does blend the gap between the prequels and the original trilogy, at least from a vehicular standpoint. So I'm a really big fan of it in that respect. Once again, with regards to the Microfighters concept, a lot of the design elements from the actual vehicle seen on screen are still evident on this scaled down and stylized fighter. So obviously you've got the cannons on the wingtips there. As I mentioned before, you've got the S-foils which can be folded up and down, so you can have those in flight or attack mode, or cruise and attack mode, depending on what you want to call it. You've got the really big engine turbines at the front of the vehicle as well, which look absolutely awesome. These are stickers that you have to apply yourself, so that may put a few people off, but they're very easy to apply, and once they're in place they look really cool. Got a very nice metallic finish to them. Obviously the shape of the ARC-170 Starfighter is apparent as well. You've got a seating area there for the clone pilot, and as we showed you on the back of the box, we do have one feature for this one as well, which is of course flick fire missiles, which you just give a tap to at the back and they'll fire out, and again there's some decent range on those, so do be careful near children or animals. On the top of the vehicle, as you can see there is a clip which can be used to store the blaster pistol that the minifigure comes with. And with regards to the minifigure itself, I'm really pleased with this guy. Now, I'm really on the fence as to where I stand, whether I prefer the Phase 1 or the Phase 2 clone pilots, as once again, the Phase 2 clone pilot really bridges the gap between the prequel and original trilogies. As you can see, with this particular pilot minifigure, design elements from both clone troopers, TIE pilots and X-Wing pilots are really evident throughout the outfit. So the helmet is very reminiscent of an X-Wing pilot, and the chest apparatus that's printed on the torso definitely has remnants or a reminiscence of the TIE pilots from the original trilogy. Obviously, all the printed details are very nicely done, very nicely detailed and very cool looking. Got printed details on the back plate and the harness, and the helmet is exceptionally well detailed. You've got decals on there, you know, rank indicators, all that sort of thing, breathing vents, just an awesome look to the helmet. Now, one thing I do want to mention is I'm not entirely sure who this is supposed to be. I haven't watched Revenge of the Sith in quite some time, and I failed to do some research prior to this review, so give me a slap on the hand for that. But yeah, I'm not entirely sure whether this is meant to be Clone Pilot Oddball or whether it's meant to be Clone Pilot Jake from the opening scenes of Episode 3. But I'm sure there'll be somebody out there watching who will, of course, clarify that in the comments section. And speaking of the comments, I really want to see and I really want to know how you guys are displaying your LEGO Star Wars Microfighters, because I personally think these are fantastic desk toys. You know, if you're looking to brighten up your desk at home or at work, these are really cool ways to do that. And, you know, stick these alongside some Funko Pop vinyls and you'll have a really cool looking desk. So, you know, send me some pictures, get in touch, let me know how you're displaying these things. Once again, there are links to all my social media pages down below in the video description. So send me a message, share a picture, you know, let's get talking, let's discuss how we display our microfighters, because I'd love to see you guys' collections. So that's going to do it for the LEGO Star Wars ARC-170 Microfighter, set number 75072 from the 2015 range. Once again, this is from Series 2 of the Microfighters line, and hopefully somewhere down the way I'll be back to give you a look at some more of these awesome looking sets. As I mentioned before, I've got a really cool Star Wars Rebels LEGO set to give you a look at later on down the line. But before we do that, we're going to get to some really cool Saga Legends action figures from Hasbro. Now, as I mentioned, hopefully throughout the year there'll be tons of really cool LEGO sets coming, especially from Episode 7. But there'll be a ton of action figure reviews still to come as well, and that includes Saga Legends and Black Series. So again, there's plenty to look forward to on the channel, and I really hope you'll stay tuned for all of it. So, until my next review, as always, thank you for watching, keep collecting, and may the Force be with you.